roast there, like for like any time basically. Well, not any time, but you know what I mean. Like when it's open. The whole thing is that it's a roast in a buffet almost. Okay, not a buffet, but you go up and you pick what you want and put it onto your plate. And so I ordered one today. We've got a lot of things on here. You can pick your type of meat. You can have different. You can double up on meats and stuff. I picked just beef. Over here, I've got some cauliflower cheese, carrots, peas, stuffing, Yorkshire pudding, mash, and some potatoes covered in gravy. Now, I haven't put everything on the plate. There's actually still stuff left. No more meat, and not really much mash. But everything else is like more of it because, well, they give you a lot. But I'd prefer not overloading my plate, if I'm honest. So we're going to just tuck in. Obviously, it's hard for me to keep the food up beyond doing it somewhere there, which I could do, but I have to move a setup today. So we're just going to jump straight in. So we're going to start with just a bit of the beef and see what that's like. Absolutely stunning. Oh my gosh. Absolutely stunning. We're going to take a bit more of that beef. I'll tell you what, let's try a little bit of everything first just to get a gauge. I'm going to try the potato now, cover that in some gravy. There we go. Don't know if that will really show you. No, it's not. It's a bit too bright. I had to have the ring light up because of the lighting in the room. I prefer Katie's roast potatoes, if I'm honest. But these are pretty nice. It's also cold because it's been, delivered, so it's not quite as warm as you get there. So very nice. I had a carrot there. Alright, let's try a carrot. There we go. Standard, nice boiled carrots. Same with the peas. Standard peas, nothing special. They're nice, but they're just peas. Cauliflower cheese. So cauliflower cheese is like you cook the cauliflower, then you put it in like a baking tray, then cover it with cheese. That's basically what it is, like a cheese sauce. So it's just cauliflower with some cheese on it. That part didn't have a lot of cheese. This bit does though. Very nice. Let's go with the stuffing here. I don't think the stuffing has meat in it. Stuffing is just, I don't even really know what it is, to be honest. It's a bunch of stuff shoved together, I guess. Delicious. If you're British and you've never tried Toby Carvery, like me until a few years back, you're missing out, man. Get yourself to a Toby Carvery. If you're British, you know what it's about. A good roast, man. Oh my gosh, I'm chopping my way through the stuffing. Let's try a little bit more. I'm going to try a little bit of the mash on its own. That's lovely. That's delicious mash. It's creamy. I actually cut this Yorkshire pudding in two. It wasn't really much of a Yorkshire pudding, it was more of like a Yorkshire plate. It was very flat and it is rock hard. It's a bit overcooked if I'm honest, but it looks good. Yeah, it's made it a bit chewy, but I actually quite like that. I don't mind that. It tastes the same, it tastes good though. Oh, can you hear that crunch? That's the Yorkshire pudding. She's a crunchy one today. I'm having to really try hard. I'm also trying not to make too many obnoxious sounds with the plate and stuff. It is hard though. Alright, I've got a bit of mash on there. I've got a bit of Yorkshire pudding. I'm going to get a bit of the beef. Add that to the mix. Do you like my focus face? There we go. Okay, oh god, it's getting a bit of a clusterfuck. There we go, there's our little delicacy. You can't really see it very well, and I've just dropped it. these the roasties, whatever you call them. We might be a small nation, but everywhere in the UK has a different name for something. You should see what happens when you put a certain crusted loaf of bread, or not loaf, like almost like a burger. Oh, I can't say the word because then it will initiate the violence. But people all over the UK have different names for rolls slash buns slash baps slash whatever else is included. And there's literally arguments about what it's really called. And it's hilarious because objectively it's right that it is a roll. A bread roll. Come at me in the comments, I dare you. I challenge you to a duel. I do wish this came with more gravy. It comes with quite a small pot. But beggars can't be choosers, right? There's a lot of food. Just I don't think there's enough gravy to cover it. Actually, when Katie and I ordered this together, she was having a rough day, so I ordered us a Carvery. It came, but there was only one pot of gravy. It's meant to be a pot of gravy per meal. They put one pot of gravy in to share between two roast dinners. Outrageous. This is nice beef. Bit of stuffing with the mash. Bit of stuffing with the mash and some peas. Tell me, non-British folk, have you ever had a roast dinner before? Like, what we might see in the UK. Do you know, have a Sunday roast? I've heard that some people go to like the English pubs or the Irish pubs in the US to get like a roast or like British food. It's not, by the way. I saw someone try one of the more famous ones. It's not actually British food. Alright, a bit more Yorkshire pudding. The back is rock hard. Reminds me like prawn crackers. Again, I don't know if that's a British thing or not. Like British Chinese food. Or Chinese takeaway, should I say. If anyone remembers that old internet argument. That was funny, what a funny time. The funny things people will choose to argue about. Meanwhile, the world burns around us. It's so good, man. I'm tempted to go and get the rest of my if it's a big amount of food, like what I've just got, I only put a little bit of it on my plate, or a manageable amount anyway. Manageable amount for me. Does anyone else do that? Or do you just shovel food on? Because I can't do that, because if I look at it and there's too much food on my plate, it actually makes me feel ill. I eat more with multiple smaller plates than one big one. I don't know why. It must be some psychological thing. Oh, that mash is just so damn good. That's actually one of my favourite parts of this entire roast. Oops, sorry about that. After my whole back fiasco, I'm trying to be a little bit better with my posture. I need one of those posture chairs. I probably should get like a pillow to help me sit up, so I don't lean back like this. Look at the weight, look at the height difference. I almost need to move my frame up. My nose is all red. Because of lighting. This camera and lighting always makes my face look redder than it actually is in real life. Oh man. I was debating just having this on my own. But I thought, why not let you guys join me? I actually meant to cook today. Do you want to know why I didn't? I've got a story for you. So, as you may be aware, Katie and I do HelloFresh. Now, HelloFresh is like, for those of you that don't know what it is, it's like a service where you get the ingredients for meals and meals prepped for you. So a box will arrive with a set amount of days worth of food, divided up into little bags. Each bag is a meal with just enough food to make the meal, and you can pick the meals online. Well, basically, when we moved in, we ordered a little bit more than we needed to, and I don't mean HelloFresh. HelloFresh, you can was okay, but we would have people over more often, so we would be buying food out or going out, and so I'm just going to take a quick break here to talk and have a drink. So we started having HelloFresh meals piling up. Like a week would go by and we'd only use 3 out of 5. So we had 2 meals left in, and then by that Friday 5 more had arrived. Anyway, we stopped it for a week because Katie's away, and so we haven't got food. So we haven't got another one delivering, which is okay because it technically would have been delivered today. But even though it's not being delivered today, there are still 5 meals left in the fridge, which will definitely last. So, get back to the story. So, I decided I was going to cook today, obviously. I was like, well, it's a day that I'm not working. It's easier for me to cook today than it will be to try and cook on a day where I'm working. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to go in and have a look. Before Katie left, to make sure that some of the food didn't go off, she put some of the meat in the freezer. Now, I knew this. She told me about it, that she was doing that. myself up. I'm going to cook this meal from scratch. Walk over into the kitchen, I look at the different meals and I go, okay, I'm going to make this one. I'm looking forward to this one. This one looks really nice. It was like pasta and mash and stuff like that. Fantastic. I get the pot out, like the saucepan, because you have to boil potatoes for the mash. So I put the potatoes on, or I put the water on, it starts to boil. And I'm looking at the ingredients. Oh, I'm not looking at the ingredients, I haven't got it out yet. I'm looking at the menu, not the menu, the recipe. Oh my gosh, I really brain fart there. I'm looking at the recipe, and then I hear this like weird hissing sound. I'm like, okay, that's weird. I cleaned the hobs today, so I thought maybe there's a little bit of like moisture still left on there as it's heating up. Now we have electric hobs, not gas, so it's like a coil underneath it heats up the glass hob. So the water's on and it's beginning to heat up, and I'm hearing this hissing sound and it's getting louder and louder. I'm thinking, okay, I've never heard it do that before. Look over, and I can begin to see that there is hissing coming from underneath and like smoke rising up, and it's getting greater and greater, and suddenly, like in the course of a few seconds, there is this vast amount of steam. It's not actually smoke, it's steam that is rising up. So I put the fan on, I'm like, what's going on here? It's like there's some residue left on there, and that's when I notice it. The bottom of the pan is broken. There must have been some adhesive or something to connect to the bottom portion that absorbs the heat from the hob and puts it into the saucepan. That began to remove, slipped off, but water somehow, I don't know how, because I think it was dented on the inside, so maybe it was just, there was a hole somewhere. Either way, water was leaking out of the saucepan through this bottom, and then as it was hitting this hot bottom of the pan, it was then beginning to boil instantly and evaporate and hissing up. And so immediately I was like, wow, shit. I take the saucepan, pour it out, realise I can't use the saucepan. Fortunately we have another one, but a smaller one. And then I'm thinking, well, I can't make the potatoes. Then I look down and go, something in that moment clicks in my head, and I go, oh shit, the meat's in the freezer, isn't it? So I walk over to the fridge, open it up, and lo and behold, there's only beef in the fridge. Only the beef, the more recent one, had been left in the fridge. So I go to the freezer, and there is the fish is in there. So is the chicken, which I like. As soon as I realised the fish was in there, I went back and looked for like another meal I could do, and I went, okay, this chicken I saw that was chicken. I went back, and the chicken was in the freezer. So that was 2 meals I tried to cook, and then I went, okay, do you know what, fine, I'm not going to give up. I've been tested by a broken pan, 2 meals being unmakeable, the 2 I was actually looking forward to. I'm not gonna let it beat me. So I get out, I look for again through these other ones, and one of the meals is just like, I really don't want to make it. It was involved making meatballs, and I just could not be fucked with like handling meat. And the second one was rice. It was like boiled rice or something. We didn't actually end up picking that. We forgot to pick the meals for for what came last Friday. Anyway, so I didn't want to do that, and I looked at these noodles, and I thought, okay, I'm going to do them. I'm going to have them. So I take out the ingredients, and I start taking everything out. I put the pan on the side to heat it up for the stir fry. I open the bag, take the ingredients out, and I shit you not when I say, now this is obviously not a good ad for HelloFresh, but I'm not being funny, HelloFresh. You need to start checking your meals more for 2 reasons. First of all, it said, here is a carrot. It said, here is a carrot. This is the ingredient. Bear in mind, this meal is for 2 people, not 1. It's designed for 2. There was a single carrot in there, and I shit you not, it was the size of my finger. Now you're meant to strip off only up to the core, and that's meant to be enough carrot for a whole stir fry. No sir, no sir, because you're not meant to put the outside skin layer on. So there's barely anything that would go in. That was point number one. I thought, okay, I'll keep going. At this point, I'm starting to debate not doing it. No, I'm going to go on. So I continue. Then I pick up the next ingredient. Well, it's meant to have green beans. Well, there weren't any green beans. Instead, they had replaced it with mange tout, which are different. The preparation is different. Ultimately, they could probably be put in fine, but the point is, like, they do this on an unexpectedly regular basis. They swap it out. The thing is, HelloFresh is fantastic. I love HelloFresh. We'd never not get it, but they do swap things out, and I wish you would be informed of that. Anyway, I digress. Oh, my back is getting a little sharp pain. Anyway, I've lost my train of thought. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so there was mange tout in this, but it wasn't even the right ingredient. And then I was like, the ends of these look very strange. Bearing in mind this meal was a recent meal that arrived. I'm looking at it going, these mange tout have weird ends, and then I move them around a bit, and then I press on the end. Complete rot. Yeah, the mange tout had rotten inside of the bag. On the ends, the middles were okay, but the ends of all these mange tout were like goop, like you could squish them and it was like brown juice. That was the moment I stopped, threw them onto the counter and just went, nah, I'm done. I'm done for the evening. I'm not, like, this is some kind of universal trial trying to push me to my limit, and it succeeded because I don't give a shit. The pot, two of the meals, one after the other, meat in the fridge, the carrot, then the fucking mange tout. I'm not being funny, but I'm not dealing with it. So I threw them in the bin. Like, I've kept the rest of the recipe because, like, it's still there. It's still, we could just get some green beans and make them. But, like, I just put it back and I was like, I can't be fucked now. It feels like a genuine, like, little prod. So I decided, fuck it, I'm ordering, and I'm feeling sorry for myself, so I'm ordering myself a Toby Carvery, and that's how we got here. That's how I met you, Emma. Anyway, I've rattled on for about 5-7 minutes without eating. That's my fun story for the day. Not so fun story, but who's checking? I'm very full, but I want to round out the meat at least. Toby Carvery Mukbang, that's so good. Maybe I shouldn't take it as a negative. Maybe it was the universe being like, go on, treat yourself. What are you cooking for? Get yourself a nice treat. Perhaps maybe the universe talks with that accent. Help. And the universe and that. Oh, there we go. Done and dusted. Another. I'm about to say tinfoil Tuesday there. If you know what that is a reference to, you're an absolute G. If you understand that reference, you're obligated to go into the comments and write, thanks Bob. If you do that, I know who's been listening to the end of this video. I'm counting on you. I'm counting on you to not let me embarrass myself here. So that's a thanks, Bob, in the comments. Let me know. Anyway, that was my Toby Carvery. Still got a little bit left, but that's probably going to be saved for a rainy day, i.e. probably later on today or tomorrow. But yeah, I enjoyed that. I think I'm going to be having another roast fairly shortly anyway, at some point in the next few days, so maybe I'll do another video. But either way, thank you very much for listening in. If you enjoyed, I would appreciate a small likeage on the video. It lets me know what videos are doing well, what videos are enjoyed by ye old viewerships. Consider subscribing to the channel if you're not already. You know, if you're not subscribed, you should, because you listen this far and the videos good. Oh my gosh. What else? I'd say join the YouTube membership, but I don't have that. Thank you very much for listening in. I will see you in whatever video comes next, which could be one of these. Check them out on the side of the screen, and I will see you in the next one.